G'day everyone. I'm just throwing this as an intro to all of these videos I'm about to upload. These are all spearfishing info videos from Patreon. The Patreon people that I spoke with said they wouldn't mind if these eventually went on YouTube. There's about 9 hours of spearfishing info stuff. Nothing fancy, just me talking to a GoPro on various topics, but it will probably help quite a few new divers because there's like 9 hours of just absolute... I cover everything I've sort of ever learned in the scene. With regards to me spearfishing, probably not a reality at the moment. I was just diagnosed with a disorder called ME a few years back. Stupidly tried to hide it. Shouldn't have actually, because if I come out with these things I can help other people that are struggling through them. But yeah, I haven't even been able to make this video for the last 4 days because I've been and now yeah, I've got enough energy today. But yeah, you can watch the Future of Aquatic Rehab spearfishing video if you want to know more on that. For anyone that wants to help me through this, I will put my PayPal in here. Feel free if you think you're getting value out of this, because sort of everything helps with this. But otherwise, no pressure. Just go out and send us pictures of the fish that you're smashing. And yeah, hope you guys get some info. G'day crew. So this one's just a little yarn that's just sort of popped into my head within the last couple of days that I thought I'd just get out of the way for these weekly yarns. And that's like about the use of camo underwater for spearfishing. So just get my moustache out of my mouth. For mainly New Zealand hunting. I know it used to be a bit of a topic that people would talk about. I do stay off social media, so I'm not sure what it's like these days, but I'll give you my 2 cents on it. And I'll say straight off the bat that generally I'll go for a black wetsuit and just, that's pretty much it. And yeah, if you want to pay attention to camo, you got to pay attention to like the way that the fish, if you look at other divers and you see the way that the fish see other divers straight away and move up to them and stuff like that, and the whites on the face and the thing, like a diver is just so clear in the water unless they're absolutely hiding. And if they're absolutely hiding under kelp and stuff like that, then sometimes because a lot of our species are quite curious, you want them to know that you're there. So it can be kind of detrimental unless you're sneaking in on a snapper or something like that. But so in New Zealand basically, and it's different overseas in places like Europe, and some places where there's fish that we haven't even heard of that are like, and the terrain's different and fish are really you kind of want them to know you're there, but you want to minimize the size of your body or really blend in or something like that. It's quite different in New Zealand. You quite often I'll make the mistake of being too hidden and then wanting to show myself to get the fish sort of curious, and then it's what you do after the fish know that you're there that's more important than the camouflage. It's like body language and stuff like that. Because fish aren't really scared of divers. That's a good thing to know. Like, why would you want to hide from them when they're not actually really scared of divers? Your kingies, pinkies, blue cod, bloomin' teriyaki, your boarfish. Well, boarfish can be, but that's another thing. But also they can be really dumb and really curious. Your dories and stuff like that. Like they all sort of see you, and yeah, you kind of got to use that to your advantage. So and then there's the factor of blue water camo. So trying to wear a camo that matches the blue water, that's just yeah, absolutely pointless. If you've ever seen a blue water spearfishing, I mean the fish wahoo and that, like they come up and basically they're just like staring at you, and we can see another diver in the water wearing blue water camo. It's clear as day. Absolutely pointless. But yeah, when it comes to like your reef camos and stuff like that, so I mean mainly obviously people are thinking about your snapper and stuff like that. So it's a hard one because generally the majority of the time a snapper, if they see you, you're screwed anyway. and they're looking for movement, and you know, it's like, yeah, your whole big body's camouflaged in that, but how much of your body are you showing to a fish if you're snooping over the ledges and stuff like that? It's different if you're bottom timing, I guess, and that, and you're trying to tuck in somewhere and blend in. But then quite often it's like, you know, the whites of the face just stand out like dog's balls. The harsh line between the there's no breakup. It's the harsh line between yourself and the rest of the water column. In my opinion, Spearos are just always so bloody easy to see, even wearing camo. So fish just see you as clear as day. So fish, yeah, basically, as I was saying before, snapper, you're not showing them the most of your body. You're sort of coming up over a ledge most of the time, and then you're trying to minimize movement. It's the same with like hunting deer and stuff like that. Camo can be really effective for like land mammals, but if you move, you screw it. And they're a lot more sensitive to movement. Prey animals are a lot more sensitive to movement than humans are. And we think we're good at picking up movement, and we are, but they are really, really good at picking up movement. So basically, like if I was looking at a camo, what I'd be doing is like I just go to the blacks, try to match the shadows, and try to like stay in the shadows and then under the kelp and stuff like that if I'm hunting snapper. And even though most of the time my face is sort of showing, but I guess in that sort of scenario, you're quite, you know, that's the only sort of thing. So, you know, if you're diving for snapper, and let's say you're down in the kelp and there's fish out in front of you, like a bottom timing sort of scenario, you can appear smaller. But if you're completely underneath the kelp anyway, the fish can't see you, so we can use our tall sort of kelp stalks to hide in. But yeah, if I was to use a camo that I thought was going to be effective, I'd definitely be trying to match the shadows. And another thing I'll say is that you can't match colors with camo. A lot of guys have sort of proved this. It's very difficult to match colors into a similar way that like an animal will see. Some of the guys have really done it well by using tans, because tans will reflect anything around them. So like there's like the ASAT camo where it's like a tan kind of color, almost kind of like this. And it's like one of the only colors that actually reflects what's happening around it. So it's like brown, black, and tan. And you know, so you can go into snow, you can go into greenery, you can go into desert, and you're sort of blending in quite well there because you're just getting that reflection of whatever's going on around you. I'm very surprised that no one's using tans in wetsuits underwater to try to reflect what's going on in the environment there, to sort of confuse fish a wee bit in terms of, in that respect, to distort the body shape a wee bit and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm digressing a little bit, but I'm just throwing all these ideas and thoughts out there as they're coming to me. But I mean, the reality is that I'll kill all the species in New Zealand with a black wetsuit on, and I'm very, very happy to do that. I don't feel like I ever need camo. I don't feel like camo is a thing that I need. I feel like having the ability to hide, because you stand out like dog's balls anyway, and having the ability to hide is the main factor. Get into the shadows, get into the kelps and stuff if you're hiding from fish. Or if there's a school of kingies and you want to appear smaller, get down inside the kelp, or like tuck right in against the reef and be non-threatening rather than trying to blend in. I mean, they're going to see you anyway when they come over the top. If I was to use a camo, I'd probably be, in New Zealand, I'd probably be using like dark, just mainly black, and then like some sort of something just to break up just a wee bit, yeah, like if anyone put out like a tan camouflage that reflected or whatever. But yeah, you just have to bear in mind that some fish, it's actually quite nice if they can see you, so you can sort of pique their curiosity a bit, and then yeah, move in. I mean, the gun, the whole lot just really, really stands out. It's not like deer or hunting or whatever, where you have a bit of range. You have like 100 meters to sort of blur into a background, or 50 meters or whatever. Spearfishing is all like you're shooting fish within 2 meters and you're pointing a big gun right at them. Like you you either got to be in a situation where they never knew you were there, and then you quickly get that gun out, or with all that snapper, or with all the other fish. They know, they're always staring at you when you shoot them. Every fish knows you're there when you're bloody, apart from the snapper that you're snooping. They all bloody know 99% of the time. They're all looking at you, big kingies coming through, looking at you, Carway schools coming around you, trevally schools coming around you. They're used to big shapes in the water. They're used to bloody sharks. They're used to dolphins. They're used to seals and all the big things that they hang around with and have that symbiotic relationship with food. Of course, they don't like getting a big gun like pointed at them. It's an awkward and weird thing. They don't like being chased and stuff like that, but they're very happy to, you know, those pelagics and quite a few of the reefies are really happy just to come up and have a look at you. So yeah, camo, so I'm not sold on it, but I think there are some camos that could be sort of better than what I've seen in terms of sort of helping you to blend in if that was something that you're looking to do. Now, you know, going back to, I'm not saying that camouflage isn't something that should be used in spearfishing, because like over in Greece and bloody places like that, I've seen they've got like these full camouflage masks and blooming wavy hair type stuff, and I think there's a lot of fish like that, and like even moo, when they're really like heavily targeted and they get really smart, like, you know, you could, they're gonna know that you're there, but you know, if you used a really good camo or something and you're really concealed, the fish might just break into that that shooting zone, because fish like moo are just, they can, in some places they can be very easy to shoot, in some places they can be bloody hard work. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this based in around New Zealand, but some, you know, there's obviously fish all around the globe that are very difficult to get within shooting range. So a type of breakup could very well be quite valuable there. A lot of my feeling goes on around the, like, how easy it is to see a spearfisherman's face. So I guess that's why they have those crazy ghillie type masks and that overseas in some places. But yeah, if someone was to ask me, do I think camouflage is necessary in New Zealand? Absolutely not. But match the shadows, black or something simple, you know. It's just, yeah, it's not necessary. That's, I mean, I'm not telling people not to use it, but I'm just saying for our type of hunting in New Zealand, it doesn't really give you an edge. And there's a lot going through my mind that I want to sort of spill out, but I don't want to like overcomplicate it too much. I've had the other question too about like suits that use like the blocking the electromagnetic signals and stuff like that. That's basically a gimmick. Sharks have ampulive Lorenzini, which is an electroreceptor, and they have a lateral line that fish share. Lateral lines are only a vibration sensing thing. They sense vibration in the water. Fish don't have, the fish that we hunt in New Zealand don't have ampulive Lorenzini. They don't have an electroreceptor. They cannot sense that EMF in the water. People that claim that they do, it makes absolutely zero sense, because we know so much about like fish's biology and stuff like that. They're easy to study, they're just everywhere. Sharks have ampulive Lorenzini. If fish were going to have an electroreceptor, they'd probably share the same one that their cousin the sharks have. They wouldn't have some freaky hidden one that we can't even find, but we're just sort of assuming it's there. So that whole thing's very good sales gimmick, but absolutely a gimmick. The fish that we hunt do not, and this is for hunting fish. Could be different if you want to get closer to sharks and rays and things with ampulive Lorenzini. That could well be a fact that'll allow you to get closer. I don't have a problem getting close to sharks just as I am. They'll happily come up and ram me and grab fish and stuff like that. But if that's something that you want to do. But in terms of hunting fish, it's just basic science. Like there's the fish that we hunt don't have electroreception. It's just not there. It's not in their biology. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this one, feel free to just get at us. Please guys, if you want to hear my thoughts on spearfishing topics, just ask away.
I'll put it in the notes, or in my little notes on my phone. Riv! And then yeah, I'll just try and answer questions. DM me if you have questions. Patreon's a really good place for me to try to help people out, you know, because you guys are trying to help me out and get us filming and doing more videos. Over the last like few months, I've had really bad not only problems with my hiatus hernia, but also fibromyalgia, so like chronic pain almost constantly with insomnia and bowel problems and stuff, and the chronic pain is just like fucking unbelievable. So that's part of the reason why you know, I'm not always putting up videos and stuff. It's quite a struggle, but I've had a bit of relief over the last 2 days, so I'm going to try and get a spearfishing video done today, or a voiceover done, so we'll see how I go with that. But yeah, if you have any more questions, guys, just get at me, and we'll catch you on the next one.